Hi everyone, I'm Alexis and welcome to my channel. If you're new, make sure you subscribe down below. And if you like the video, make sure you like the video. Let's get on to the video. Okay, so I'm going to be showing you guys what's on my iPhone. So this is the 12 Pro Max in Pacific Blue. Here it is. You guys can see yourself in the camera there. Hi guys. But pretty much, I'm going to be showing you what's on my phone, how I organize it, what apps I use and everything to hopefully give you guys some inspiration on what maybe you want to have on your phone or how you want to organize it. I have a bunch of different stuff on there pretty much, but I'm going to be showing you guys what's on my iPhone, so let's get on into it. So I'm going to start the screen recording. So here's my lock screen. It is a 2021 goals thing that I made. It just has different pictures and the aesthetic that I want to achieve and all this. I have my 2021 goals in the first video I made, so if you guys want that, it will be right here in the iCart. So that's what I have as my wallpaper, so I can see it whenever I want to, whenever I pull up my phone. It's the first thing I see. It's really inspirational, so when I can see it. So if we swipe up, the first thing I have is my calendar widget, which I put. It's just a black and white widget from Widget. I will show you guys how to make this later on in the video. So if you're looking forward to that, make sure you stay through this video. But it's just this widget that I have. So that's pretty much what I have for that. And then I have this motivational widget app, which this one says self-love, self-respect, self-worth. There's a reason that they all start with self. You cannot find them in anyone else. I love this app so much. It's so good. I always get little notifications. So here it is. You can like it and then scroll through. It is called Motivational app. It's a widget, which I will show you guys that later on. And then I have a color widget down here, and it says your time is limited, so don't waste it on living someone else's life. Don't be trapped down by dogma, which is the living with the result of other people thinking, Steve Jobs. So this one's pretty much another widget that I have on there. I have a very black and white kind of aesthetic with some beige in there. So next, I have 3 apps on here, and I have a little folder. So the first one is my Notion app. Oh my gosh. I cannot express how much I love Notion. It's so fun. It's so I had my weekly pin open, but this is my home page. And if you scroll through, I have the index, reading dictionary, morning routine, night routine, and habit tracker. I have different things for there, and then just calendar, index, and stuff, notifications. I love Notion. It is so fun. If you guys want to see a video of me making it, like editing my Notion and doing that, please let me know, because I absolutely love Notion. It is so fun. I could say that so many times, and everyone I know probably like I know I talk about Notion way too much, but it's my whole life is on Notion, so I absolutely love it. And then you can have different things where you want to go to. So if you're ever wanting a great study app, like self-motivation planning app, get Notion. I would really recommend it. So after Notion, I have Evernote, which is just this little note-taking app, and the reason I use this is because in case I lose all of my app notes, like my Apple iCloud notes, I'll have it on here. So I pretty much just have Cow Week videos, names for company, new words, and YouTube video ideas. The next thing I have is Fabulous. It's this little I might want to turn my volume down. I'm actually going to screenshot this. This is really cute. But it's this little motivation app that I use, and it pretty much helps you with meditation, all these things, just to get your regiment back together and just kind of help you get to your best self. I use it a lot. I had to re-download it, so I haven't signed into it yet, but that's what I use. And then this folder, I have a tracker, which is this little tracking app, which I haven't really set up yet, but I've been meaning to use. You'll come to the conclusion that I have a lot of apps that I don't use, but I have downloaded because I may need them someday. But this is this little notification tracker that I use, so it's very nice to have. And then I have Day One, which is a journaling app, so I just have little summaries. Then the next thing is Google Keep, which is a note app, which I use. It's kind of like Evernote, but a Google version of it, and I haven't used it that much yet, but I'm going to use it soon. And then I have my Notes app, pretty self-explanatory, just a little notes app. Reminders, pretty self-explanatory, use that for reminding. Calendar and clock, those are self-explanatory. So that's the first page of my iPhone. The next page is what I call my social media page. This is pretty much where I have all my social media stuff, and so I'll get into explaining that. So I have my color widgets here. But the first widget, these I have them switched so I can switch in between different aesthetics. So I have this little line art aesthetic with the different people on it. I really love that line art aesthetic with the people and everything and the drawings. I don't know what it is, but I really like it. I use it a lot in my notes when I take school notes. I always put them in there, and I love it so much. I love them. But I have color widgets in there, and I have just these little people, and then I'll have these different ones for a different aesthetic depending on what kind of vibe I want to go for that day. So I just have these I found off of Pinterest, and just little different outfit ideas and different Instagram poses that I want to do. And then I have make sure you are happy in real life, not just in social media. I feel like that is such a great quote to have. Like, I absolutely love that quote, so that's why I put that one on there. So the first thing is Instagram. Instagram, pretty self-explanatory. Just the next thing I have is Lightroom. This is where I edit all of my Instagram photos and everything. This is currently a picture of the sky that I was editing, but this is where I edit all my Instagram photos and all the photos I take on here. The next thing is a social planning folder. So I have Unfold, which is a template for stories, which I haven't used yet, but I've been wanting to use because they're so cute and I absolutely love them. Something that I use for planning and ideas for, what was it called? Instagram stories. I just went blank. Okay, anyway, but that's what I use. Tailwind is a Instagram planning app that I use, so you pretty much can plan when you post stuff, and I haven't planned on posting anything yet, but that's what I use to plan. The next thing is a fonts app. This is what I use when I want to use nice fonts for anything. I really love this app, but you can pick different keyboards and do all the different fonts. And then the next thing I have is This is another Instagram planning feed that you can use. I haven't used this much yet, but I really have seen other people use it and it looked really interesting, so I've been wanting to use it. And the next thing I have is voice memos. That's pretty self-explanatory. You record. The next 4 apps I have on here are, well, 5 apps. I have the camera app, pretty self-explanatory. Here we are. Hi guys. So that's what I have on there. I have TikTok. We all know what TikTok is. If you don't, where have you been? I probably need to delete it. I have an addiction to TikTok and I tend to like never post. I don't post on there, but I use it a lot. I think we all use TikTok more than we post. But the next thing I have is Snapchat, pretty self-explanatory. I have just different filters. If you want to add me, here is my Snapchat right here. If you guys like to, a public story where you guys can follow me and see what I like. So I just have Snapchat. The next thing I have is Pinterest. You guys should follow me on Pinterest. Here it is. I use this for inspiration and everything. I have an addiction to Pinterest. Definitely an addiction, and I absolutely love this app. And here's my Pinterest if you'd like to go follow it. Also, all of my social medias will be linked down in the description, so don't worry about any of that. But that's what I have on this page, along as the Save app. It's kind of the same thing as Pinterest. I found this through TikTok. It just has a lot of aesthetic photos, and I use this for brand ideas, just to see what's trending with brands and graphic design. So that's a really fun app. If you guys would like that, I would definitely recommend it. The next page is my YouTube page. I have a color widget here and it says, "Make it happen, girl. Shock everyone." And I love that quote. The next thing is just a silver play button for a little motivational push, I would say. I have the YouTube app, YouTube Studio, Analytics, a Vitar mobile reader, which I use to SIM card from my camera that I use on my phone. I just plug it in, I just read it to get the videos on my phone, on my iPad or anything. I have Files, Canva, which is what I made my home screen on. Just, you can make different things on it. And then I have Fonto, which you can do different fonts. This is what I normally use for thumbnails along with Canva. And so the next page, my productivity page, which I use with school and my business. So I have a color widget here and it says Business Insider, and then if I swipe it says remember why you started, and then if I type again it's one of those line art people that I really like. I have an obsession with it. And then I have the 2 most powerful warriors are patience and time as another color widget. I have Google Classroom, GroupMe, which is a group messaging app. I use that to text at school and student council. I have Google Docs, which I use for pretty much anything. I love Google Docs. And then Quizlet, because I make my flashcards on there to study. The next thing I have is Band, which is it's a group publishing app, and you can use it with your company and things, so I've been using it. I haven't really organized it that well yet, but that's what me and my parents are going to use for our company. The next thing is Gmail, Mail, pretty self-explanatory. Pocket is a little app I found, and so when you have a topic or a website that you want to see, or like a video you want to watch, or a website that you want to read, it will save it and then it will read it back to you. So say if you're busy and you're driving and you want to read it, it will read it back to you. And it's so nice to have, because when I'm busy, I love to listen to these, like not when I'm busy, but when I'm just trying to do stuff and multitask, I'll put this on to kind of get focused. So I love having it. A pocket journal starts now, make the most of it. It's a self-explanatory app. The next thing is Alarmy. It's an alarm app. You can set different alarms for different weeks, and the thing is, you have to complete a task. So I could say set an alarm for 8:30 a.m. and what you have to do is you have to complete a task before you finish it, before the alarm goes off. So it's like a reading, finishing a math problem, finishing a puzzle, something simple like that. But it really helps me, because I normally put my phone right here when I go, like right on my desk. So it really helps me to get out of bed and everything. The next thing I have is a news app, pretty self-explanatory, the news, Apple News. I have the wallet app, the stocks app, and the calendar app. And then on my next page, I just kind of have my fun anonymous apps. So I have Apple TV, I have FaceTime, HBO Max, and Netflix. Also, I'm currently watching Gossip Girl on HBO Max, and oh my gosh, I love Gossip Girl so much. It is so fun. I absolutely love that show. So I have 3 other color widgets. All these pictures I found from Pinterest, so nothing crazy. But I have just this nice white and beige aesthetic, and then these line art people, but with a little bit of color in them. And then I have the same thing, line art people, but in black and white, so depending on what kind of vibe I want. So that's kind of my watch and talk area. The next thing is reading and podcast. I have Books app, which I don't have any books on here. I will eventually start using this app. The next app is Webtoon. This is what I use when I want to study Korean and like reading it. So it's definitely something that I use when I study Korean. You can do different things on it. It's a web comic app, so I'll normally put on a Korean language, and so I'll just kind of it helps me with learning and more frequently use Korean words when talking and writing. So that's what I use for that. Podcast app, self-explanatory. It's a podcast app. You listen to different podcasts and everything. I normally listen to my podcast on Spotify, but I will use this occasionally sometimes. The next app I have is my Kindle app. Absolutely love this app. I use it all the time. I'm currently reading the 7 Highly Effective Habits of Successful People, and then here's some other books that I'm wanting to read in the future. So that is what I have on there. Love that app. The 7 Highly Effective Habits, I would recommend that book to anyone. I love that book so much. So the next little folder I have are my games pages. I have Brawl Stars, Among Us, Adorable Homes, Tennis Clash I have, which is a game where you pretty much play tennis. It's nothing really huge, but it's just a little tennis game where you just swipe. The next game I have is Cut the Rope. I remember playing this game so much when I was little. I played it non-stop. I had the premium and everything. I would play Cut the Rope so much. I love this game. It is so fun. For any of you guys who don't know what Cut the Rope is, it's a game where you have this little green dude, his name's Nom, and you have to get his little candy to him, and you have to go through all these different tasks. You have to get this candy to him, and if you don't get the candy to him, you lose. And it's this really cute game that I absolutely love, and I'm not really doing that well at. And then the next game I have is a Wordscape game. The next category I have is shopping. I have the App Store, this Warby Parker app, which I used for classes. It pretty much, you can do an AI virtual try-on, so you can pretty much see what glasses look like on you, and I really actually kind of like these. These are kind of cute, kind of a vibe. So pretty much it's AI glasses thing, so you can try on different glasses when you're at home. I really like that. The iTunes Store, I have H&M, which I use for getting points. The Starbucks app, which I'm addicted to Starbucks. Anyone who knows me knows that I am. I always go to Starbucks every time I go to town. So I have Casetify, which I use to make custom cases. I have not made one yet, but I'm going to make one soon. So love Casetify. Sephora I have for simple reasons. I think we all know makeup addiction and skincare. And then I have Amazon, which we don't talk about my Amazon addiction. We don't talk about it. The next category I have is just important extra. I have photos, settings, health, maps, contacts, weather, music, metronome, which is just this metronome app I use for band. You start and it just has different things. You can turn it down, you can do different colors, and it has a tuning in it. The next I have my AT&T, which I use for my phone bill. I have compass, measure, tips, translate, go record, which I'm currently using right now to record this. Find my iPhone, watch app, mail, and home. These are apps I don't really use. Some of them I use, but I don't really use a lot of them. I'll do this before I go into the widgets. Here I have just my different categories of apps. I don't really have this that much organized. I have a few other games on here. I have the ones I showed you. I have Sky. I'm not really sure what that is. I just saw an ad for it on Instagram, so I thought it would be cute to play. I have Stack Rider, Stretch Guy, and Block Udoko. Can't really pronounce it. I have currently been addicted to this game as well. So pretty much you just find the different blocks and you get to make the stacks with them. It's really fun. I honestly really enjoy it a lot, and I've been doing this a lot recently. Okay, so that's pretty much what's on that app. Okay, so now to the part with the widgets. I have the widget apps I use are Motivation, Widgetsmith. I don't really use shortcuts that much. I would to do the app covers of it, but it just got really annoying from having to click off and then swipe and stuff, and I haven't figured out how to not do that yet. So I don't really use shortcuts that much, but I use color widget. So Motivation is pretty self-explanatory. I already showed you to that. Then I have a Widgetsmith, which this is where I have my calendar widget. And so you just have the different widgets and you can set tools. And so here's the large one. You can edit it where you have different photos, text, and everything. So color widget is what I mostly use. So that's where I got the quotes one, and I have all of my photos and everything on there. So how you make a new one is you can click any kind of widget. I just press, I have to swipe all the way through, but you click plus widget. And you click here and you can have the different sizes, whichever you want. And then you can add a photo to it. So let's just say this simple thing I found. You could use that for anything. You can do the different fonts on it, and you can do the different time, how you want the layout. You can change the widget to being like this, where it's just in the corner. Or you could change the widget to this look, or any of these looks, or you can just have a plain photo widget, which I used for mine. That widget, and then you scroll all the way down and conform that to be the new widget. And then if you hold down, so let's just say hold down, edit home screen, you go over here, hit this little plus in the top corner, and then you can use color widget. We can just scroll through. Let's say we just do a big one just for the look. Then you click widget, go down to widget 27, and that's how you have a new widget on your phone. Pretty simple, it's pretty self-explanatory. I just have a plain white background, by the way, nothing fancy. I just want it to match. And then on the bottom row, which I kind of forgot to talk about, but I have my phone app, my text messaging app. I have Spotify and Safari. Spotify I use a lot, and so here it is. I'm currently listening to my 2021 playlist, but I'll link my Spotify down below. But I hope you guys got some inspiration from this video. I hope you guys liked it. If you have any app recommendations, put them in the comments. I'm excited to hear. If you guys like this video, please make sure you hit the like button down below and subscribe. I will see you guys in the next video, and have a lovely week and a lovely day, or anything what you're doing. And make sure you drink some water, because that's really important. And make sure you take care of yourself, because you need to. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.